Like damn, she wanna afford to touch me. I say I want it, and she got it.
What's good? It's your boy Jay, that's me. Let's get into NXT from October the 8th, 2024. This show was okay. Not my favorite episode of NXT, but it's alright. I get it. Stuff happens. So it is what it is. NXT, they did have a little competition with AEW at the 9 o'clock hour. I'm not going to review both NXT and AEW at the same time. It's just not going to happen. And I didn't watch AEW. So I will be doing an AEW review, though, for sure. So we kick the show off with Trick Williams. He comes out to a massive pop. So he gets on the mic and says that we need to call him Tricky two times because Trick Willie is once again your new NXT champion, and he puts himself over. Wes Lee is sitting there into through the crowd. He says that now that he's taking care of his stuff with Zachary Wentz, he can now focus on becoming the NXT champion. So Trick and Wes Lee continue to go back and forth. Wes Lee says that he's not he's going to leave his ass in the dust, just like his partner did, Paul's, that being Carmelo Hayes. So that got a little chuckle out of me. And then Wesley also called him light skin, which was hilarious. That was pretty cool as well. So Jey Uso out of nowhere just shows up, and he gets a massive ovation. And him and Trick had a yeet off and whoop that Trick. That was pretty cool. Whoop that Trick, yeet, whoop that Trick, yeet, whoop that Trick, yeet, yeet. So really good stuff there. And then Trick just put both him and Jey Uso over. So that was pretty cool. But we didn't see Jey Uso for the rest of the show for whatever reason. It was weird. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, there was no tag match. I thought that's what they were going to go for, but it didn't happen. I thought that Jey Uso may have been in some backstage segments, but he literally just came there just to be on the show. So it is what it is. And Jey Uso was in St. Louis just 24 hours prior. So I don't know, but it is what it is. But the crowd ate it up, though. I mean, I popped too. So, yeah. It is what it is. This leads us into our first match of the night. Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill, and Klein Jordan, the sisters, they defeated Fatal Influence. Fallon Henley, JC Jane, and Jasmine Nix. So, Klein got the win. She defeated Jasmine Nix. I feel bad for JC Jane. I like JC Jane. I'm a fan of her work. She's greatly improved a lot, and she's been in NXT for 3 years, or about 3.5 years now. She doesn't need to go to the main roster. I feel like Triple H wouldn't know what to do with her, and I feel like her being in NXT is fine, and she's had a bunch of stop and start pushes. But she was the most pushed when Mandy Rose was there, when she was in Toxic Attraction. So there's that. But I don't know what to do with JC Jane going forward. But I mean, this is fine, I guess. So it is what it is. I forgot to mention Jey Uso. When Kalani Jordan and Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill, when they came out, he was still in the ring. Same with Trick Williams, so they, all celebrated with their titles. That was pretty cool. It's a really good shit there. Moving on. So Randy Orton, he's backstage. He's in the locker room. He's seeking a scouting report on Javon Evans from Nathan Frazier and Axiom or Fraxium. So Nathan Frazier takes issue with that. Axiom says that Javon Evans is the fastest wrestler on the roster. Nathan Frazier apologizes for being a hothead. Orton understands where Nathan Frazier is coming from. There needs to be a time when you channel your inner dark place. Cool stuff there. Moving on. Sarah Schreiber had a backstage interview with Julia. So Julia says to the person, "Hello, old friend." and that they're going to take care of Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade. So both Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez proceed to cut awful promos. I'm talking awful promos. So basically, Roxanne Perez put herself over. She said that she's been, on top since April and everything. So then Cora Jade came out. She said she was at home for the last 9 months. She had to listen to, everybody saying that how this is the deepest division in NXT. She said that she likes the woman that Roxanne Perez has become. She always knew that she had it in her. And she said the NXT Women's Championship is the reason why their friendship has finally been mended. And now that Roxanne Perez, has turned heel. And she said now that the two of them are together once again, that's really bad for the deepest division in WWE. And Roxanne Perez puts over what Cora Jade said about her, saying that, she always knew that she had it in her. She's glad that she took her advice. It just took her a couple years. So then Julia and Stephanie Vaquer, they come out and they get into a massive brawl. So Julia and Stephanie Vaquer, they kick ass and take names. And then they're both holding up the NXT Women's Championship. So that's pretty cool. So this is going to set up a tag match at Halloween Havoc, which is in 3 weeks' time. So this makes perfect sense. We'll probably get Roxanne Perez and Julia probably at NXT Deadline. Or they could do it next year and maybe do it at the first premium live event of 2025, whatever that might be called or whatever. So they might do that. Or they could just wait until Stand and Deliver next year. But I don't think that they'll wait. My bad. I don't think they'll wait that long. So I doubt that'll happen. That'll be way too long. So, yeah. Moving on. So, Lexis King is trying to become a babyface. So, he's seeking advice from the No Quarter Catch crew. So, Charlie Dempsey suggests that Lexis King have a gentleman's battle with Oro Mensah. That's pretty cool. And apparently, Ren Sinclair wants to challenge Stephanie Vaquer. And Charlie Dempsey's all on board for that shit. So, that's pretty cool. Really good stuff there. I don't know how Lexis King is going to work as a babyface, but it's something that I'm interested in. I'm not going to hold you guys up. I really am interested in that. We'll see how that goes. Moving on. Tony D'Angelo versus Oba Femi for the NXT North American Championship. Tony D wins. This match was great. This match should have been the main event since Randy Orton and Javon Evans shit the bed. No fault of Javon Evans' part or Randy Orton's part, but that botch, we'll talk about it. Not good. But Tony D wins. He wins via a roll-up. So this match was great. So Oba, he dominated most of this match. Tony D hit the spine buster early on. Oba Femi kicked out. Then there's a part in the match where Stax, Lucia Cristofano, and Adriana Rizzo, they were standing out in the ring. And I believe Oba Femi shoved Stax, and all three of them fell down. And that pissed off Tony D like nobody's business. So he fucked up Oba Femi paws. So he did he threw him into the steel steps. He did a belly suplex on the outside, on the ramp, which was great. He put Oba Femi through a table via a spine buster. He did another one that was not the finish, which was weird. I was like, that's got to be the fucking finish. And then Oba Femi went for the choke slam, and then Tony D turned that into a roll-up for the 1, 2, 3. Great stuff here. Excellent. I am ecstatic. This really should have been the main event. And I think he would have got your point across even more with this if this was the main event. This was great, but this was in the middle of the show, so it is what it is. It's no fault of their own, but this was great. I assume they're going to run this match back at Halloween Havoc, and then I think from there, once Oba loses again, we'll probably put Oba Femi in that main event scene. I know I want him to be on the main roster, but he needs to stay in NXT just a little bit longer. I wouldn't bring him up to the main roster until probably 2026. I mean, he's got all the tools and everything else, but as of right now, just keep him in NXT, for the moment. Just do it. But excellent stuff here. The crowd was really into this, and, this was just a great feeling. I'm glad that Tony D won. They told a beautiful story, and this is great. Moving on. So Lola Vice, she's backstage. She tells Ava that she wants a match with Jada Parker. So Ava says that she'll get everything situated. So Nikita Lyon, who's been out for about maybe 7 to 9 months or whatever, thereabout. So she shows up. She says that Lola needs to calm down and touch some grass, which was funny. Lola Vice doesn't want to put Nikita Lyons back on the shelf because she just came from there. Ava makes a hint that Lola will be Nikita's first opponent since she's been cleared from injury. Nice. Excellent. They better reinforce that ring because those asses, ooh-wee, they're going to be jiggling. Ooh-wee, hot diggity damn. Fuck. They're going to be jiggling and jangling. Damn. Ooh-wee, the battle of the asses. Hot diggity fucking damn. Oh, boy. Whoo. Shit. Moving on. So, the Metaphor, they confront Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill in the backstage area. So, Jade Cargill is calling Metaphor's bluff because they don't want to back down from a challenge. Bianca says that they want a shot at the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. They need to show up on their turf, SmackDown. And then Jakara Jackson says that Ava will make a call to Nick Aldis. So that's cool. That should be fun. Now, I would have liked it if the Metaphor would have gotten a lot of wins under their belt, but it is what it is. I see where they're going with this. It doesn't seem like Bianca and Jada are going to hold the straps for much longer. They'll probably lose at Crown Jewel or at the very latest Survivor Series to Damage Control. So, I'm down with that. What do you do with them going forward? I don't really know. I don't know if Jade is ready to face Bianca at WrestleMania 41. So, we'll just have to wait and see, I guess. Moving on. Axiom and Nathan Frazier, they retain their NXT WWE Tag Team Championships. They defeat A-Town Down Under. So this match was okay. Good match, but we all know that both teams are going to break up and split and go solo, which is fine. And I do think that Axiom, when he changes, when he goes a separate ways, it's time for him to go back to A-Kid. And he needs to have a character. I think Austin Theory and Grayson Waller will be fine as singles stars. Same with Nathan Frazier. I could just see him in the mid-card. Same thing with Axiom. So, yeah. Moving on. So, Ridge Holland, he gets into a brawl with Riley Osborne, continuing their feud. So that probably, they'll have a match probably at Halloween Havoc or maybe during the Go Home show or something like that. So, who really cares? Moving on. So, Sexy Red, she gave us a performance. I wanted to split my TV in half with a samurai sword, so I wouldn't have to watch this shit. Thankfully, Ethan Page came out to interrupt the festivities. So Ethan Page believes that he should be the one fighting Randy Orton tonight, not Javon Evans. And he's not going to leave the ring until he gets his rematch clause. And so Javon Evans and Ethan Page, they have a quick little brawl, and he dances with Sexy Red. Who cares? I mean, that's fine, I guess. Moving on, we get another Delta vignette, which was badass. So she's just kicking a bunch of females' asses, which was great. She'll probably make her in-ring debut at Halloween Havoc, I presume. That's great. I can't wait for this. Main event of the evening, Randy Orton versus Javon Evans. Randy Orton wins via the RKO. The match was slow. Javon Evans did get a showcase in, but Randy Orton slowed him down a lot. Randy Orton's like, nah, you're working my style of match. And so Javon, the finish was supposed to be like a super RKO out of nowhere. Kind of like how Randy hit his RKO on Evan Bourne about maybe, 12 years ago or something like that. I believe it was 12 years ago, if not longer, maybe 2010. So, yeah, probably 14 years ago, 2010. So, Randy just picked him up and did the RKO, and then post-match, he put over Javon Evans and celebrated with him, and that was it. So, that's fine. Again, it is what it is. Javon Evans, I like him, but he needs a character. He needs a gimmick. And now that Randy Orton put him over to an extent, Shawn Michaels needs to do something with Javon Evans. He just does, because I don't see Javon Evans being NXT champion. I don't. I can see him being North American champion and maybe, tag team champion of some sort. But that's about it. Javon Evans needs a character. He needs a gimmick fast. The guy's good. He's good in the ring. He's another Ricochet, Will Ospreay, Kenny Omega, all that combined, basically. He flips and he flops, but he just needs to do better with his character work and gimmick. And that's what I would do with him. So NXT was, like I said before, okay. I love Tony D'Angelo winning. That was great, but that should have been the main event. Randy Orton and Javon Evans should have opened the show, basically. It is what it is. We're still building towards Halloween Havoc, basically. Oh, I forgot to mention, at the end of the show, Ava basically made a triple threat match. Ethan Page, Wes Lee, and Javon Evans. The winner of that is going to face Trick Williams at Halloween Havoc. Okay, that's fine. Who do I want to win that match? Wes Lee. I feel like he needs it more. Ethan Page strikes me as someone who's ready for the main roster. But I'm pretty sure they probably want to finish out Trick Williams and Ethan Page's feud. So why not do that? Even though I wouldn't be a fan of it, but it is what it is. That would make the most sense. Go ahead and get it over with. And then, you have Ethan Page go to the main roster. And then, after Trick faces Wes Lee and beats him, then maybe, you could do Oba Femi. But I'll wait to do Oba Femi sometime next year, maybe around Stand and Deliver. I think that would be the biggest match you could do. Oba Femi versus Trick Williams for the NXT Championship. I think that would be a great main event for Stand and Deliver. And that's what they might be going with all of this. So we'll just have to wait and see. But NXT was okay for the most part. Next week, it should be a better show. So what did you guys think of NXT? And I'll let you know how Dynamite went. I'll be doing my Dynamite review as well. So, like, comment, subscribe. Peace.